Well, hello, my friend. Welcome back to another episode here with my good friend Beth English and myself, and super excited to connect with you. Today, we're going to talk about finding your rhythm, finding your rhythm as an artist, your creative life, and even in your own personal life. So, yes, not exactly that kind of musical rhythm, but another type of rhythm. So, Beth, good to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. So excited for this topic today because I'm all about rhythm and flow.
Yeah, and I think if it follows out really great to your really power. How do you call them? Powered.
Creative power moves.
Creative power moves from last week. So I think that we have like this musical theme or some sort, right, running around. Mine is about the rhythms, and I'm talking about the rhythms that we get into in our art career as we look forward, as we are already, believe it or not, we're already almost like 2 months into the new year. So, time is going by, time is flying, and, finding kind of a rhythm, I think is good. And particularly, I feel that a lot of things have changed too, since, let's say, this time last year, there were a lot of lockdowns. There was a lot of uncertainty. I think now we're kind of learning how to maneuver, how to work, how to live in this new normal, and slowly more things are open. So, I think it's important to again find our rhythm in this season and just making progress in a way that we feel whole and that we feel happy and
Mm.
with abundance in our hearts. So, how do you like that topic, Beth?
I love it.
I know it's right in your cup of tea, right? It's exactly how you like to roll to it. Before we talk about like, finding your rhythm, let's talk about also what it feels like when you are not in your rhythm, the
Mhm.
opposite of that. And so you can tell when you're not in your rhythm, at least for me, I feel like frustrated. I feel like I'm over pacing myself, or like I'm trying to catch up the other way around, or that I'm exhausted, or I don't have enough time in the day. Those are kind of like, to me, the red flags when I'm not in my rhythm. How about for you? How does that manifest for you a bit when you're not in your rhythm?
Definitely all those things plus a lot of anxiety. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's a big one. I think so, and we feel like we just cannot catch up, right, with the things. So,
mhm.
let's talk about. I want to give you today like three ways or three things that you should consider. When you're trying to get in your own rhythm as an artist, a creative, and even as an individual in our personal life, in our personal level. So, and for me, like the idea of getting into rhythm is not like getting into doing the same thing every day. It has nothing to
Mhm.
do with your schedule, but rather how you manage your activity throughout the day so that at the end of the day you feel fulfilled, that today was not a waste, or today I wasn't just chasing the rabbit, but I was actually finding working at a pace that I feel comfortable, that feel
Mhm.
challenged, but at the same time I feel complete and I feel like I did good before I went to bed. So that's kind of like how I want to define the rhythm part of that. So the first
Mhm.
one, I would say, I think that when you're looking at finding your rhythm has to match your personality. I think that is super important. Match your personality. There are, by default, people who love to be on a faster pace. They are at their best. They are happier when they are moving fast, when they are, managing many things. And there are others who, on the other side, like to take their time, like to, start the day slow, and kind of finding kind of how you work will help you to find the rhythm that's best for you. For example, when I wake up in the morning, my brain starts running, and I'm up. My wife, she has, it's a whole process. She has to, until the coffee like touches her mouth, it's like she's not there, right? And so we all kind of have different ways to getting started, but I think has to match our personality, who we are.
Mhm.
Yeah. How does that feel for you, Beth?
Definitely. I think some of us don't even know what kind of rhythm we want. We just just playing catch up all the time. And so we don't even ask ourselves, well, how do I want to live? That's an
Mm-hmm.
important thing to set an intention for so that you're creating your own rhythm on purpose. And
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, I need slow, intentional days that I feel like I had time for deep focus and I
Mm-hmm.
was able to complete some tasks because I blocked off time. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it needs to be slow because I'm a trauma survivor and I need to manage my nervous system so I don't have panic attacks and things like that. So it's important for me because of my health and the way I know that my body works for me to
Mm-hmm.
stay slow and calm because any sort of fast activity too much, it just will trigger like a panic
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And that is great, right? Because you have been able to put those red flags to say, okay, wait a minute, maybe accelerating too much, or whatever it may be, that they can bring you back into the rhythm that is best for you. And there's nothing wrong with going at one speed or another. It's just who you are. Sometimes we compare to others. Oh, that person handles too many things and I'm not, or that person does too much and I'm not. And it's not about comparing each other. It's about what makes sense for you, and what makes sense for you, then it shouldn't matter to anybody else, right?
Right.
It's just kind of how it works for you, and that's super important. Okay, the next one, I feel when it comes to your rhythm should match also the season in life that you are in. The reality is that for as much as we would like to have a rhythm that's kind of always smooth and going, there are always situations in life which gets us out of rhythm. So sometimes in those seasons, we need to adjust. So being able to adjust the rhythm to the season of life. When you have, let's say, small kids, for example, where you're at a completely different rhythm altogether, because you got to take them places, you got to, attend every little need that they have, versus, for example, if you're not, or if you are also taking care of a parent, or if you just got a new job, for example, that's a big one. That changes totally your rhythm. I find myself, like, every time I switch jobs, my rhythm totally screws up, and then until I kind of find my way again into that. So kind of recognizing the season in life that you're in, and then adjusting to that is important too.
I love that. You have to think about it, right? We have to be thoughtful and intentional about creating the kind of life we want. And so, yes, some seasons are busier than others, and that's okay. Give yourself grace for when things are busy and you're feeling like, wow, what do I do now? It's just about adding and subtracting things off of your plate, and just knowing that that's okay if you need to do that. We're not meant to do it all. No one is.
Exactly. I love that one. And then the last one, which let's see how you think about this one. I think your rhythm also should match the size of your ambition. And ambition in a way of challenging ourselves in a positive way. That's kind of talking about in the positive way, where you can say, well, finding my rhythm will be like just a smooth cruising. And when you're just smooth cruising, you're not really challenging yourself. And what I'm talking about here is finding a rhythm that also allows for your own mind and yourself to be challenged. Because when we challenge ourselves, that's when we are able to push forward. That's where we're able to get excited about the possibility. That's when we're able to really see beyond what we see in the normal setting. So I find that a good rhythm in life is also one that gives me challenge on and off. You cannot be challenged 24/7, but on and off gives me an opportunity to challenge myself into something new and something exciting.
Definitely. I love it, especially that you tied it to our ambition, because it's so important that we set goals and we work towards those goals in a way that feels balanced. And that's going to change maybe week to week, month to month, who knows, but being mindful. That's all we're asking, right? Just if you want that sense of rhythm and flow in your life, then just give yourself time to think about it and ask yourself, well, what do you want? And then how are you going to get there? And it can be as simple as that.
Absolutely. I love that. And so, my friends, to wrap things up, in order to find better rhythms in your life, you want them to match your personality, you want to match your season in life that you're in, and you want to match your ambition as well. So, having said that, my friends, take action. Share with us, your thoughts about this. And Beth, where can our friends connect with you?
You can guys find me all over social media at Beth English, bethenglish.com. Would love to connect with you. And thank you so much, Sergio, for this great topic today. Wow.
Absolutely. And my friends, you can find me at Sergio Gomez Art anytime, any day, in all social medias as well. And you want to check out my website, sergiogomezonline.com. So thank you for tuning in, my friends. We hope to see you next time. Do us a big favor. Click on that little share button. It only takes 1 second. Click on that little share button so that others can also benefit from this chat today that we had. Good to see you, Beth. Goodbye.
Bye.